Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Defense Force FC versus Weymouth Wales FC 2025 CONCACAF Caribbean Cup Group Stage. Group B, live stream watch-along reaction. Match 4, the group stage. Defense Force needs to win this match to have a chance to advance on the final match week to the next round. Weymouth Wales, they won last week against their opponents last week. That was Juventus de Cais. They beat Juventus de Cais. So this could be interesting. But Defense Force is playing at home. Wales did go on the road to beat Juventus de Cais. So that is interesting, all things considered. Well, they still went to the DR, but either way. Defense Force playing for a chance to advance. Weymouth Wales playing to knock them out. Preseason Scott Lawton has 2 goals. Nice. How we doing, Nestor? Leafs 3, Habs 1. Good. Frankly, I could care less. I got other things to be caring about. That being the Blue Jays, Mississippi State, and the Leafs. So with that being said, 2 lives tonight, 1 review. We start with this game. Defense Force has to win. It's that simple. They have to pick up 4 points, most likely, through their last 2 matches, but this is probably the easier win, so if they don't, they're pretty much screwed. I don't see them beating Sabal, especially in Sabal. If you look at their home record. So they got to get this win. Maybe a draw, or hope Cavalier chokes to Weymouth Wales. With that being said, for their sake, starting 11 in goal, St. Hilaire. The back 4, Keller, Gonzalez, Araujo, Wilson, Garcia. The midfield 4 of Thomas, Coriat, Bateau, and Leacock. Isaiah Leacock, Kevin Molino up the number 10, and up top is Bertrand. For Weymouth Wales, in goals, Primus. The back 4 of Morris, Williams, Hill, Applewaite. The midfield 2 is Smith and Halligan. The midfield attacking 3 of Jules, Downey, and Harewood. And up top is Stewart from Weymouth Wales. Chad Matthews, nominated for the Hall of Fame. You mean the Green Bay player? Damn it. It wasn't Chad. You mean the Green Bay Matthews? In play outs, good. That's 1 out. Still a tie between the White Sox and Yankees as well. Yeah. Defense Force has to win tonight to have any chance of advancing as one of the top 2 teams of this group. 3 points would go a long way. Either get a point against Sabal or hope Cavalier chokes next week to Weymouth Wales, which that's possible. It's possible. I will tell you this. I'm happy to see your new story about to begin. Enjoy your memories, but look forward to your new story, is what I'm saying. But I will say this. So when it comes to this weekend's schedule, on Friday, if the Blue Jays win tonight, plus the White Sox beating the Yankees, the Blue Jays' magic number for the AL East would be 2. Both have to happen. If the Yankees lose and the Blue Jays win tonight, I will be live tomorrow night for the Blue Jays-Rays game, where the Blue Jays could clinch the AL East tomorrow night with a little bit of help, but they got to do their job as well. They'll either get within 1, stay at 2 away, or clinch if things go their way tonight. They need something to happen for them, whether it be a Yankees loss or them winning. If both happens, I'll be live tomorrow night for the Jays game, because they could still technically clinch tomorrow if they have a 2 magic number. In play outs, let's go. But if not, if their magic number is not 2 by tomorrow night, we will not be live for that game. Saturday, Toronto plays. We're live for TFC. Nothing changes there. Sunday morning, no question, I will be going live for the Steelers versus Vikings game. So I will be live on Sunday morning for the Steelers versus Vikings Ireland game. The only question is does the Jays get the Yankees loss plus a Jays win to make me go live tomorrow? I think I'll just make those streams as soon as I get up, if that's the case. With that being said, I'll be keeping an eye on it. Speaking of NFL, it is a Thursday night. So my picks for this week. How we doing, Jordan? How we doing? My picks for this week, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Washington, Buffalo, Detroit. We got Houston, New England, Chargers, Philadelphia, Rams, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Chicago, Green Bay, Miami, and Cincinnati. So those are my picks this week. I will mark the win after I mark the score for the one CONCACAF Central game. How we doing, Sun? Game about to start down in Trinidad. And Bregman lined out. 4 innings for the Blue Jays, no runs against. We're doing pretty good. Just got to get some runs. Just play DraftKings. Maybe. Yep, and he's playing. Sheldon Bateau is playing today. Defensive midfield, wearing the number 8, Sheldon Bateau is playing for Defense Force tonight. And if he's healthy, I guess he'd be playing next week as well. But we will be live twice tonight. We'll have the Central American Cup later. Not a big delay, by the way, because I'm not putting it up on Rumble, because Rumble was on the fritz last night, so they don't get today's stuff either. So it's all just YouTube and that. So no big gap between the two games. I should be on very quickly for the Cartagena's Olympia game. It should be like an instant flip. Mostly. All right. Blue Jays are coming back up to bat. We're still paying attention to their games. Don't worry. And I might be live for a Blue Jays game tomorrow night, depending on what happens to the Yankees. If the Blue Jays win and Yankees lose tonight, we will be live tomorrow night for the Blue Jays-Rays game. It's on Apple TV. I mean, you'd rather listen to me, wouldn't you? If you're a Blue Jays fan, you'd probably rather listen to me. If you're not, I'm live. So. Let's go, Blue Jays. Let's go, Blue Jays. Varlin and Lauer. Well, 2 innings each. Blue Jays are doing well on the pitching side of things. If they lose this game, it ain't going to be the pitcher's fault. I can tell you that right now. Come on, VAR show. Bayo at 52 pitches. Like, I'm watching on Game Center. I'll actually be able to watch the game tomorrow night. So, I'm watching either way. The question is, will I be live or not? Will I be watching on stream or not? That's the question. If there's a chance for the Blue Jays to clinch, I'll be live while watching it. Team shaking hands. We're ready to go. But if that's the case, I'm going to make my streams for the next couple of days, the weekend, tomorrow afternoon or evening. If the Blue Jays are playing, I'll do that as soon as I get up. Starting 11, St. Hilaire, Araujo Wilson, Gonzalez, Sheldon Bateau, Garcia, the back 4. So he's actually in the back 4. Comcast website got it wrong. Keller, Molino, Coriat, Thomas Leacock Bertrand for Defense Force. And the CONCACAF Champions Cup draw is December 9. We'll be live for it. Hey, the White Sox got out of the inning once again. Good job. Still 1-1, top of the fourth over in New York. That's a horrible pitch from Bayo. Akongu from Cayman Islands, the center ref tonight for this match. Camelino. Coin toss. Foul ball. So if you're a Defense Force fan, I'll talk about your match and the Blue Jays. If this goes on to the next match, if you're an Olympia or Cartagenas fan, I'll be talking about the Blue Jays. Primus, Applewhite, Hill, Williams, Morris, Holligan, Downey, Smith, Harewood, Stewart, Jules. Look at the hat. You get it now, don't you? Okay. Varsho got struck out. 6th pitch at bat. That ain't bad, but okay. Ernie Clement up next. The Blue Jays actually have more hits than the Red Sox. I can't believe it. That's the first time all series. And nothing to show for it. Foul ball by Ernie Clement. Game's about to kick off down in Trinidad. Weymouth Wales. And we're off. 0-0. Header on. In play outs. Ground out from Clement. 2 outs. How many people here like baseball? 20 seconds in, 0-0. Defense Force has to win this game. That's pretty much where they are at this point. They're not beating Sabal in Sabal. They're not. Next week. They could get a draw. Or also, Cavalier could choke to Weymouth Wales next week. So, Defense Force has to win this match. That's pretty much where we are. They need 4 points to be comfortable over their next 2 matches. Or a Cavalier choke, where that'd be a loss or a draw to Weymouth Wales. But they have to win this, because this is their easier match to win of the 2. Weymouth Wales have beaten Juventus de Cais last week, so they do have some talent. Andres Jimenez grounded out. That's the end of the 4th inning. Yes, I'm also keeping an eye on the Blue Jays game. If you look at the hat, that's why. Wales played in classic Glasgow Celtic green and white hoops. Well, that's cooler than a black jersey. Looks like they're just wearing a damn Nike Team Gear jersey. Why not wear the hoops? I mean, as a Celtic supporter, I'd love to see the hoops, even though we want Defense Force to win tonight. So maybe it's a good thing they're wearing black. Just a regular black jersey. Maybe that's a good thing. How do you go from hoops to a regular black jersey with green numbers? How? How do you? I don't like it. Either way, Trinidad Defense Force. Defense Force is wearing their yellow jerseys with blue dots. Blue pattern. I don't know how to put it. Blue granite pattern, blue dot pattern, something like that. So now you get why I'm wearing this. Trinidad Defense Force wearing yellow with a little bit of blue, a splash of blue. Blue side panels and a splash of blue granite or whatever you want to call it. Away strips are often weird. Well, I mean, I get it, though. The away kit is a clash kit, and that's normally where a team can get a little bit more creative. Well, unless you're Toronto FC. Then it's normally just white or gray with a little bit of red, maybe black. Then again, a lot of MLS teams' away jerseys aren't really creative. They're just white. Cross in. Like, I get why they have the light dark rule. I've heard that's the case. I get it, but if that's what happens when the U.S. loves using navy blue and red as color schemes. Playing forward. Wales are Caribbean champions from back in the 80s. Yeah, I gotta say, Caribbean football is growing now, but there was a moment where teams from Suriname were really good back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Same as Bahamas, Bermuda. Like, there's a lot more talk of those teams in history. I'd like to see more from teams like Wales in the current day, but it's funny when you look at some of these teams that seem like the very big underdogs, there's a lot of old history to them. It's not a shock to me, but, look at Robin Hood. Look at Robin Hood. Look at Transvaal and such. Like, Caribbean football is definitely growing now. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. Well, you know what? Toluca's probably got the most Barca-like offense in Liga MX, so you know what? It makes sense. And that's the only time I'm ever going to compliment Barcelona. So, a backhanded compliment. You're welcome. I get that. I'm not disagreeing, but I'd like a little bit more creativity on the away jersey, I guess that's what, if you're lucky to get a third kit, there you go. At least MLS-wise, Look at that carnival kit Toronto had a couple of years ago that was pink, purple, and yellow. I love that jersey. I mean, all you have to do is scroll down a couple of videos and you'll see it because I wore it for the last game they played. But I love that jersey. It was creative. It was very creative, and it honored the Caribbean diaspora, the carnival culture of Toronto. So I love that. But either way, I mean, honestly, at this point, yeah, I don't see. They're still a favorite to me. They're still a big favorite to me. So 0-0, player down hurt for Defense Force. 2 outs on the Red Sox. 3-1 White Sox. Let's go. Come on, Chicago. Come on, Chicago. Come on, Chicago. Come on, Chicago. I kind of have to have a soft spot for you. Come through for me. That's all I'm asking. I know you suck, but come through for me just this once. I have to have a soft spot for your asses anyway. Of course it came down to you having to help the Blue Jays. Chicago. White Sox. Of course it did. At least get us a win so it's still tied if we choke this. If you win and we win, we may clinch tomorrow. And then the Orioles could help us too. Which I think they can, at least once. So, come on. 3-1 White Sox. Let's go. Let's go. Funnily enough. Either way, our Caribbean teams and players focus on UK and mainland Europe colonial heritage. Yep. The plus North America only had a real soccer league after the MLS took over from the NASL. Exactly. Yeah. It took a long time for the U.S. to get there. Did the Habs score? Are we choking again? It's only preseason, though, so, that's fine. 8th minute in. Cross in. Line A scored 3-2. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Let's get this final out, Lauer. And it's a full count. 8 minutes. Yep. New York Cosmos, Montreal Manic, the only two NASL teams I remember. Well, there was also the Toronto Blizzard. The Toronto Blizzard was also a team. There's a reason why our 2016 away kit had some blue in it. It's the Toronto Blizzard. That soccer bowl anniversary jersey. Which is cool. That being TFC. And there it is. 3 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Let's go. White Sox are leading. The Toronto Blue Jays are still tied. As of now, we're at least going to still have a magic number of 3. Or actually have a magic number of 3 if the White Sox can hold. If the Blue Jays can win and the White Sox hold, magic number of 2. And we'll be live tomorrow night for the Blue Jays game for a possible clinch or a magic number of 1. Depending. With an eye on the Orioles game against the Yankees. Penalty. Penalty in the box. Thank you. Kevin Molino to take the penalty. He better score this one. Kevin Molino's too damn good not to score it. Come on, Kevin. Don't let me down. You guys played the NCAA. Yeah, here's the thing about the NCAA. Like, they have a good men's soccer league. But the sad part is the reason I'm not a Mel Kiper is there's no Mississippi State. Because the SEC does not have men's soccer. Men's football. Association football. They do have women's. They have a very good women's team, though, Mississippi State. They have an amazing women's team. They don't have a men's team, though. And the school doesn't have a men's team either. There are a couple of SEC schools that play in the American and the Sun Belt. I wish State did. Nope. No, that'd be a goal kick. That's actually a goal kick. Robbed. I feel like, yeah, it's funny. We need VAR. We need VAR in the Caribbean Cup besides the final. Save. And he dropped it, but he covers it. We need VAR. I'm sorry. We need VAR. We do. We do. Can we just put a damn computer monitor out there? Like a $20 computer monitor out there for VAR? You know, it's funny. When there's no games with VAR, I'm like, we need VAR. When there's games with VAR, I'm like, do we really need VAR? It's funny for me, you know, like it's weird. If there's a game with no VAR, I'm like, maybe we should have VAR. When there's a game with VAR, I'm like, do we really need it though? I don't know why that's how I am. I don't know. I don't know why that's how I am, but we'll live with it. Europe will always be better than USA soccer. Well, yeah, I mean, the USA really only started caring about men's soccer 20 years ago. 30 years ago. It's a freaking, compared to European football, the USA is a freaking baby in Canada on Tubi. Fox Sports Tubi channel. In the Caribbean, it's Flow Sports, or is it Rush Sports? Either way. Or just get a VPN and use Tubi. If you're in England and you're a Trinidadian diaspora in England, CONCACAF's YouTube channel. How we doing, Sean? Caribbean, it's Flow Sports, I think. Also, just could use a VPN and do a Tubi stream, which Tubi's for free, so can't hurt. And that'll be a goal kick for Weymouth Wales. Defense Force looks like the better team, but they need to win. Looking like the better team don't do nothing for you. ESPN Caribbean. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's ESPN. He's right. Did Heineman get hit by the pitch? He did. Okay. 1 on, no out. Let's go. Good job, Heineman. Hope your knee's okay. 13th minute. Playing forward. I mean, it's. I'm not going to. I mean, yeah, the Weymouth keeper doesn't look like a normal goalkeeper. In play outs. Double play or a fly out. And he grounded into a double play. That's just great. 13th minute. Playing forward. Nobody there. How we looking? I think Defense Force looks like the better team, but they got to win. So get the damn goal. That's why I'm saying. Yeah, White Sox still leading. End of the fourth, White Sox still lead by 2. Let's go. Defense Force looking good, but a win's a must. Exactly. You have to win this game because this is the easy one. You need at least 3 points out of 4 of your next 2 games. 4 would make you feel comfortable. 3 is like Cavalier starts to choke. But if at least you get 3 points here, Cavalier choking, who knows? At the worst case. If you get a point off Sabal, it doesn't really matter what Cavalier does. Cleared away. Oh. I mean, that was sort of a bad tackle, but free kick. I'll take that. I know. I saw because I play FC Mobile. Also, Toronto versus Miami. Not that matters. I have season pass. And I'm watching on my TV. So. Speaking of Apple TV, if the Blue Jays are 2 away from clinching tomorrow night, if their magic number's 2, that being a Blue Jays win and a Yankees loss tonight, making their magic number 2 for tomorrow night, we will be live. Because the Blue Jays are playing on Apple TV tomorrow night. So. Who knows? Maybe somebody's cheap. Or poor. Oh, no. 15th minute. What I'm not looking forward to, free kick for Defense Force. Here's what I'm not looking forward to. Watching the highlights of a Toronto game that's going to suck ass for a minute so I could get some gems. Pro League stints. Huh. Barbados players. Nice. Sheldon Bateau, the second highest market value of the league after Molino. That's a good thing. Now win. If you're going to have 2 players highest market value in a league that doesn't have market values like that, you better win. You better win. Barbados got a kid, EFL League One, Thierry Gale. Yep. I like how, I got to say, also, Barbadian English players with Caribbean heritage. That also is helpful. But I love how Caribbean football is growing. I really... Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Taco. Duh. Didn't we already talk about this? Joven Jones has 3rd highest rank in our league. Oh, yeah, Joven Jones. Didn't he used to play for Seattle? I think he played for Seattle when they won those MLS Cups against Toronto. Yeah? 17th minute. 4-2 Leafs. At this point, I have no idea. Knockout round. I don't know how far into the knockouts they'll go, but knockout round. 17th minute. I really don't have any idea. But I think the Caribbean Cup has done a very good job. The Caribbean Cup, 5-2 Leafs. He played for Seattle and Miami. That's what I was forgetting was Miami. I knew I remembered Seattle. I couldn't forget it if I wanted to. Ball crossed in. I mean, photographic memory and the fact that those Seattle squads are burned into my brain from 16 and 19, yeah, I couldn't forget if I wanted to. I couldn't forget it if I wanted to. Lawrence scored again for the Leafs. 18th minute. Nil-nil, playing forward, defense force. Here's a chance, shot, save. Blocked down, but be covered. FA Cup winning captain Emerson Boyce. Nice. Told you CONCACAF up the standards Caribbean football. I've been agreeing with you. I've been saying their plan with the Nations League and the Caribbean Cup was to give more competitive matches, meaningful competitive matches to Caribbean nations and Caribbean teams. They've done that over the past 2017, Nations League started 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 8 years? Holy shit. Caribbean Cup 3, but either way. Over the past 8 years, Caribbean countries have had very meaningful matches because of the Nations League, and they've grown heavily. Also, smaller Central American nations as well, but it was really the Caribbean nations. Caribbean clubs have had big matches that were very competitive over the past 3 years, more than normal because of the Caribbean Cup, and it's only been 3 years. They've done a very good job growing the level of play down the Caribbean and on the lower end of the Central American side as well. I think it's been good. Very good. Very good. Gregory Lalu Goodrich from QPR, FAI star Eric Levine. Yeah, the Mariners are going to get a first-round bye, but the good news is the AL East champion should also get a first-round bye. We may not be the best team in the AL, that may be you, but, and when I say we, I do mean both the AL or Yankees and Jays, whoever wins the division, but I don't think Cleveland's going to jump the Jays or Yankees either. If we win one game and win the division, we have a bye. If we win one game and go to the wild card, we're going to host a wild card series. So basically, we win a game, we host something. We win the division and win a game, which we need to win more to win the division. We have a bye and win the division. So as long as we win one game, we're hosting something, whether it's a bye or the wild card. Playing forward. EFL League One teams? Damn. No, I haven't heard about that. It's crazy. Yeah. But I think that'll change. As things happen. I'm sure they'll find their way there. Yariel Rodriguez is in for the Blue Jays in the 6th inning. Lauer pitched 3 1/3 inning. 3 1/3 innings for the Blue Jays. Louis Varlin went 2. Yariel Rodriguez is at least going 2/3. Probably more. No, it was Dembele. It always should have been Dembele. I've been saying Dembele was the rightful winner. If anybody from Barcelona was going to win the Ballon d'Or, it should have been Yamal. But still, Dembele should have won the thing. It always should have been Dembele. Always should have, always was, always is Dembele. This was his year. Honestly, I think Mo Salah got robbed a little bit, but whatever. I think Mo Salah should have been second, not Lamine, not Rafinha. But if anybody from Barca was going to win it, it was going to be Lamine. It should not have been Rafinha. I'm not saying he's bad, but it's not what I was saying. And they struck out Rob Refsnyder, 2 outs. Yep. Jamaica, Trinidad, and Haiti have the most Gold Cup appearances from the Caribbean countries, yes. Because they've kind of been ahead of the smaller countries, and now they're still ahead, but What are you watching on? I'm watching on Tubi. If you're in the UK, CONCACAF's YouTube channel. In the Caribbean, ESPN. Tubi, VPN or the USA. CONCACAF's YouTube channel. If you want a VPN and set it to the UK, but there's multiple ways to watch it. Yeah, that's the sad part. But that's why they were in the Club Shield. Because the Club Shield is mostly teams who don't have a genuine pro setup, but they've won their leagues. Shot! Save! Save! Saved by St. Hilaire. What is Defense Force doing? They've lost their minds. And the Blue Jays, still 0-0. Still more hits than the Red Sox. 4 more bottom halves of their innings to try to get runs. Come on, don't blow this now. Guys depend on USSL and Trinidad Pro League, the Odd Player Australia, obscure European leagues. Yes. Do you think Salah last year was as good as 2018 Salah? Yes. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. 24th minute. Come on, Blue Jays. All you got to do is scratch one. What are we doing now? The way you're pitching, all you got to do is scratch one. Yep. I hope he gets it. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, the DR is doing well. I'm not saying they aren't. As a national team, too. I mean, they've had a pretty good league for a while. Sabal, Pantoja, Mocha, O&M. They've had a very good league, the DR. Now their national team's starting to catch up, I would say. You could arguably say the DR had the best league clubs in the Caribbean. It's them or Jamaica, but for a while it was them or Jamaica. But the DR had more CONCACAF Champions Cup appearances. Now the national team's kind of catching up. I didn't say it. He did. But I do think they need some structure. I agree. But I think if they pull what Robin Hood did a couple of years ago, went deep into the Caribbean Cup or had a pretty good run, I think that what's the word? That showing would do good things for those leagues. Look at Suriname. Suriname had a league that wasn't a major league when Robin Hood won the title. As soon as that happened, they started the Suriname Major League. Now they have a major professional league because of Robin Hood. Again, same thing could happen to Barbados. Same thing could happen to the Bahamas. Same thing could happen to Bermuda if they had a good showing. So, yeah, I agree. You got to show that there's a potential there. What's the score? 0-0. 0-0. I would agree with that. Playing forwards, defense force. Goes down. Will that be a free kick? Looks to me, yes it is. A yellow card. A yellow card for Weymouth Wales. That'll be a free kick at the edge of the box. Basically a mini corner, all things considered. Oh, Vladdy got a hit. Let's go. 2 on, 1 out for the Yankees. At least it's first and second, right? There's a 2-run lead for the White Sox. Vladdy got a hit. Vladdy got a hit. Vladdy got a hit. Yay. Please tell me he got to the outfield. That would be nice. Oh, he reached on a throwing error. Screw it. We'll take it. Free kick. Weymouth Wales going to win 0-0. I only did the Conference League because Chelsea had a trophy to win. They never won before. That's why I did that. Did I not make myself clear? Did I not make myself clear there? Missed over the bar. 0-0 between both sides. Defense Force of Weymouth 0-0. 0-0. Applewhite got a yellow card. That was what set up the free kick. 28th minute. Did you see the new FC mobile update? Yes. I mean, it's the same game with a couple of different graphics. I mean, what's really the difference? I guess roster update too. Playing forwards defense force. Over the top. Here's a chance. Leacock. Nope, the goalie gets there first. How's defense force drawing this team? Weymouth Wales have been pretty good defensively, and defense force gave them a couple of chances. Pretty much, they ain't smelled blood in the water yet, which they really should. I mean, they know they need to win this game. I don't understand why they're being so weak, but what's the score? 0-0. 0-0 between Defense Force and Weymouth Wales, 29 minutes in. Defense Force look like the better team. Still a tight game. They need to score. They need to win to have any chance of advancement. Any real chance of advancement, because they're not beating Sabal. I can tell you that right now. They ain't beating Sabal and Sabal. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. If you look at Sabal's home record, you would know I'm right. 29th minute. Sabal damn near beat Chivas in Sabal. So let's not act like it's easy to win there if you're playing Sabal. If you're playing other teams, then maybe it is. But 29th minute. That's going to go out for a throw-in. 2 on, no out for the Blue Jays. Yes, we're paying attention to the Blue Jays game as well. Look at the hat. We might be live for the Blue Jays game tomorrow night if the White Sox could hold on. The Blue Jays win. There's a possible clinch happening tomorrow. Sure that didn't hit him? Playing forward. Free kick the other way for Weymouth Wales. 2 on, no out for the Blue Jays. If we could clinch tomorrow, I'm wearing Old Faithful. Sadly, the English-speaking Caribbean don't look to play in Mexico or Brazil or Argentina. If they're going to become world-rated, they need to play professional outfit. There's something called MLS. Honestly, if I was an MLS coach or GM, there are a lot of players I watched during the Caribbean Cup that I think could get a chance at least at the MLS Next Pro level or the MLS level. I think there's some very good talent of younger players. Of course, Kevin Molino used to play in MLS. Sheldon Bateau is a solid player. Jovan Jones used to play in MLS. I'm talking about the younger players. There are some younger players in this tournament and the Central American Cup on some of the smaller teams, if not the big teams, that are very talented. But even if you look at a team like Cavalier, they have good teams, players as well. Look at Cale Ovrai. He just went to the Columbus Crew too. Trinidadian player Cale Ovrai. So I think he played against TFC too as well. But either way, I think there needs to be more players signed from the Caribbean and Central America into MLS, especially if you keep the cap rules. Like, I don't see as many teams scouting from the Central American Cup and Caribbean Cup like you would think. Like, I feel like that's a market inefficiency that they really don't jump on, which is just weird. You know, I feel like that's a market inefficiency they really don't jump on, especially the Caribbean. That's just my opinion. I think MLS is better than what it used to be. It's not a retirement league anymore. Like, it's yes, older players from Europe go play in MLS. I'm not saying they don't. But MLS is also, look at the South American players who basically got to Europe from there. Diego Gomez on Brighton being one of them. It is a development league as well. I think it's both. Like, it's not the world-class players yet, but it's players that either were world-class coming over to play here or players that can become world-class coming here to move on. So I think you get both now. It's not just one side or the other. You get both now. And I think that's a good thing. But Playing forward, 33rd minute. Playing forward. TFC, 100K a year, easy. Beckham, Henry, Zlatan, Messi. Tubi, CONCACAF's YouTube channel, ESPN, the Caribbean, Tubi USA, Europe, CONCACAF's YouTube channel, VPN. You can choose what you want to choose. The goalkeeper for Weymouth is down hurt. He must have thrown out his back. 34th minute. No. As far as I know, no. Yeah, but he still finished in MLS mostly. That was a loan to keep him fit. And they just walked Santander. Bases loaded, no out. And the Yankees are up by 1. Shit. So we got to win this one. Yankees are up by 1. Primus is a starting keeper. He's walking wounded. Well, yeah, he is. He's a starting keeper, and he just went down. Varsho on, no outs. Santander got hit by the pitch. Player down hurt, 35th minute. None on, or 3 on, no out. Blue Jays. If you don't cash in here, you're cooked. I'm sorry. Yankees lead. Dodgy shoulder. Well, he was pulling at his back, though. He was pulling at his back. So that's kind of. It's like, yeah, he has a dodgy shoulder, but he was pulling at his back, his lower back. I don't exactly know what happened because it looked like it was away from the play. So who's winning the AL? If the Blue Jays wake up and win tonight, I think the Orioles will at least get 1 off the Yankees. I think we'll at least beat the Rays twice. As long as the Yankees lose 1 to the Orioles, we're still winning the East. I really believe that. We got to win tonight, though. If we do that, the Yankees lose 1 to the Orioles, we're winning the East. I think we can get 3 out of 4. 4 out of 4 might be a stretch. We need some help from the Orioles. If the Orioles win 2, we're going to win 1 against the Rays for sure. So we need the Orioles to at least win 1 or 2 games against the Yankees. I think they could at least get 1, 2, maybe. If they get 2, we're definitely winning the division. If they get 1, I still think we are. But we got to win tonight. Barbados Defense Force sports program, coached by Howell. Disbanded. He's with Wales now. Some of his former players are in the Wales squad. At least he's loyal to his guys. 0-0. At least he's loyal to his guys. He asked the East. NYCFC. They got to really bounce back after that. Yeah, Blue Jays stopped the tiebreaker, though. So that's what matters. This is the year Mariners could go deep. I agree. And if the Blue Jays shape up, I think we can face y'all to ALCS. Whether we're going to T-Mobile Park for Safeco Field for Game 1 or they're being hosted in Toronto, we're going to find out. But I very likely could see us and the Mariners playing the ALCS. We just got to get our shit together or just win the division, first of all. Then I think everything kind of calms down if we win the division. I'd love to see a Mariners Blue Jays ALCS. Yep. Understandable. 38th minute. Come on, Varsho. Varsho in play runs. We have some runs. The Blue Jays have taken the lead. The Toronto Blue Jays have taken the lead. If you're in the Caribbean, ESPN. If you're in the USA, Tubi. If you're in Europe, CONCACAF's YouTube channel. Or you could just use a VPN and go on to Tubi or CONCACAF. And that's over the bar. The Blue Jays, grand slam! A grand slam for the Toronto Blue Jays from Dalton Varsho. 4-0. 9 outs to get to win the game. Let's go! We'll at least have a magic number of 3 and still be tied for the damn division. Let's go! Come on, White Sox. Come through, damn it. I want to clinch tomorrow. Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go! I want to go live tomorrow for a possible clinch. Come on. Come on, White Sox. Do your job, too. But at least the Jays have the lead. 4-0 with 6 outs to get defensively. Or 9 outs to get defensively. Come on. Come on. Dalton Varsho just saved the division. Let's go. Boom. Varsho laser show, baby. 40th minute, 0-0. I will keep an eye on the Jays game until they're done. So do that what you will. Top of the 6th. Come on, White Sox. Get 2 more runs. Come on. You get 3. Come on. As long, I'll take the freaking tie. I don't use, I'm sorry. I need to use After Effects. I know. I need a freaking green screen. I know. 40th minute, 0-0. Trust me, there's any sport, there's no graphics. I know I need a green screen and After Effects, but how about this? Let's do this. Since you want, let's do this. Let's do this. Hold on. Banner. There we go. Let's go. There we go. 41st minute. It's the best I could do, but we'll take it for now. 0-0, 41st minute. ESPN Caribbean, CONCACAF's YouTube channel, Europe, USA, Tubi. That's how I'm watching it. It's Tubi. Okay, the White Sox got one. Okay. 42 minutes. Sometimes I do this. Normally, if somebody asks, then I do this. I can't move it to a different corner. Scoreboard gets removed. I know. Still 0-0. I can't move it to a different corner. I wish I could, but I can't. I don't think that's possible. Hold on. No. All I can do is edit it. Yeah. StreamYard sucks sometimes. Playing forward. It's the best I can do if I don't have, what's it called? Whatever it's called. After Effects. Header. Saved. Just chest it. Just chest it down. Yeah, that's a genius idea. St. Hilaire's kind of playing a little bit funny with the ball. 43rd minute. Forty-third minute. Throw in, 44th minute, header. '44th minute, 0-0. Oh, a horrible giveaway. Horrible giveaway. '44th minute. Fly out, 2 outs on the Jays. Springer, can he get a homer? Strike, okay. If we could make it 6-0, that would be really comfortable. Tackled. All attempts to make any gold, silver, or bronze cup have been thwarted by immature mindsets by players who do not put in the work, inability to select our best players. Again, I mean, there's probably also the fact of being disadvantaged by the fact that CONCACAF really didn't care about the quality of Caribbean teams until recently. Corner for Defense Force. Corner for Defense Force. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, yeah, Tubi drops back a little bit, but we're fine. We're fine. Corner. I guess it came off the corner. Bertrand. Yeah, he got onto the far post. Yeah. Okay, I see where Bertrand came from. What are we doing, really? Corner. Ball crossed in. Bertrand at the far post. Header. What a run. Open header. It's 1-0 Defense Force. 1-0 Defense Force from Bertrand. (1-0). Weymouth keeper is awful. Well, I think that was more the fact Bertrand made a perfect run. I think he made a perfect run to the far post. I really do. He started halfway and then dropped back. Nobody had him. I think it was more Bertrand than the goalie, but he was spinning around like a damn top. But either way, good play. Tubi drops back a little bit as time goes on. That's my problem. We'll deal with it at the half. It's not even that far away. Bertrand with a goal. Shaquille Bertrand, 45 plus 1. 1-0 for Defense Force. In-play runs. Does that mean at least a double for Springer, but is that a homer? +45 plus 2. At least a double. At least it's 5-0 at the very least. Maybe 6. And it's a home run for Unk. George, savior of the Blue Jays. 1 minute to go. 6-0. All right. I'm comfortable. Well, Tubi always drops back, though. I'm surprised it didn't drop back that much until now, frankly. It ain't emos, I can tell you that much right now. What's that place that... It's not Gia's. It ain't Drake's. It ain't Emo's. Sure, if it's in the Hill, but there's another place that had deep dish Philly pizza and all that was pretty good. Oh wait, no, in a box. So it wasn't Papa Murphy's. I can't remember the name. I'll ask. Bertrand, very good player. One day he'll make the national team. At least he's smart on set pieces. It was a good run. 47th minute. Blue Jays have a 6-run lead with 3 defensive innings to go to at least get this win. "45 plus 3, it's halftime." Wait, no, free kick. That was a free kick. They'll take the free kick first. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. I don't know. Perfectly. And it's halftime. 1-0 at the half. We will take a short break. There we go. We'll take a short break. There we go. 1-0 at the half. 1-0 at the half for Defense Force. Bertrand with a header. We will take a short break at half. Talk about the stats. Get this one. Braden Fisher on for Yariel. We'll take a short break. Talk about the stats. Get this one going. Sit tight. Be back. We're back for the halftime. CONCACAF's website doesn't show stats, so that's not really helpful. But with that being said, 1-0 lead for Defense Force. I think they've been the better team. They are playing at home. They got a late goal the first half. They've been playing a little bit too cute, I would say. Weymouth Wales have been good defensively, and Defense Force have been playing a bit cute. 6 shots to 5, 3 shots on goal to 3, 6 fouls to 5, 0 corners, or 0 offside to 0, 2 corners to 0. That's how they got their goal. 55% possession to 45. Defense Force being the better team. As long as you win, it doesn't really matter, per se. Actually, let's look at the standings. Defense Force has a +1 goal differential. Unless Cavaliers starts beating Weymouth Wales, I mean, I guess you want to cover up the possibility of a total shit show. Defensively, but, you know, or goal differential wise. Okay, Blue Jays got to 2 outs. Oh, double play on Bregman. Good. Popeyes over or under? Over. Over. Like, wait. I like their chicken better than KFC's. Their mashed potatoes, I do not like the gravy their mashed potatoes are put in. So that just ruins it all. I mean, KFC has better mashed potatoes. But I guess if I said KFC was perfectly, Popeyes is too. But Popeyes chicken is better. That's a halftime. I was like, second half already? Personally, they got out of it. Yankees are still only up by 1. Come on, White Sox. Get a couple of runs. Get a couple of runs. I kind of want to go live for the Blue Jays game tomorrow. Come on. I don't really like, personally, I don't really like the mashed potatoes or the gravy that Popeyes does. It's not the same as KFC gravy. So, the chicken is better at Popeyes, though. The chicken is better at Popeyes, though. But Bateau goal on debut. Well, that'd be good for y'all. Trash your fat. That a Bahamian brand? If that is, I mean, if I was there, I would. But if I went there, I would. Barbadian. Okay. Barbadian, my bad. That happens. Barbadian. Happens all the time. My bad. Barbadian. My bad. Hey, I would love to see it too. I would love to see it too. Was the last time Joe Public? Wait. No, there's no way. 2013. Was the last time Joe Public? Was it Joe Public the last time? Pizza, chicken, rotis, steaks, salads, and ice cream. Probably try the chicken or the pizza. Really. W Connection. Okay. I know Joe Public went to the Champions Cup and beat an MLS team once around that late 2000s, early 2010s. But yeah, W Connection. Yeah, that sounds more right. Because didn't Joe Public totally just go to shit burgers. But yeah, that's foul. Kind of seems to me like they're kind of trying to mix fast food with fast casual at the very least. Second half starting soon. None of those clubs exist anymore, sadly. So they both don't. Understandable. That's that. They got him. 6 outs away for the Blue Jays to at least make their magic number 3. Still hold the tiebreaker, lead with a tiebreaker. Six outs away. Second half starting soon. The CFU needs to adapt a CPL type format. Yeah, but there's so many more clubs than 9 because the Quebec club just got announced. Second half starting soon. Thank God for CONCACAF saving our football. When it comes to Caribbean football, yeah. To watch the games, I'm watching this one on Tubi. To stream StreamYard. To be talking to you, StreamYard. North. Yeah. Teams are about to start the second half. Here we go. Let me change that now. Hold on. There we go. I think he's talking about the fact that CONCACAF created this tournament and made a better Caribbean championship than the old Caribbean championship, Caribbean Club Championship. Now, the CFU still runs the Club Shield, but I don't know how you square that circle, but whatever. I don't know how you square that circle, but it's kind of funny when you think about it. I mean, when you talk about the voting power of CONCACAF, the most voting power in the Confederation is the Caribbean. That's the most countries. Like, that's the reason why Jack Warner ran roughshod on FIFA. Well, besides the money embezzlement. But either way, there's a reason why Jack Warner was a mover, a power broker with the FIFA Council when the FIFA Gate happened. Because he had all the Caribbean nations around his thumb, wrapped around his finger. And they had the most voting power in CONCACAF. Jack Warner knew what he was doing. Yeah, I mean, the whole executive committee under the Blatter era was a corrupt thing. But Jack Warner had the power he had because he had the Caribbean nations wrapped around his finger. And there were so many Caribbean nations, it was one vote per nation, that all you had to do was sell their votes as a block, and then boom, you got it. So, do that what you will. Facts. 45th minute. I mean, Jack Warner was still up to his chaos even after the USSR broke up. So, he was still up to his tactics even after the USSR broke up. I mean, I don't hate. Okay, maybe not golden goal, but if you have the lead at the half of extra time, I mean, let's look at how people play extra time now. You play out to 120 for penalties. Here's the thing. If the plan is to play for penalties, you should pay for being down at the half of extra time. If you allow a goal because your plan, if you screw up in your plan to send it to penalties or you score on somebody else, the team who got scored on should pay, because the way they play extra time now is let's keep it tied and go to penalties. You should pay for screwing up. I mean, have you seen extra times? They basically play completely behind the ball, both teams. It's like one guy's in front of the ball. It's like, okay, I'm going to drive at this wall of players. Shot, blocked. I'm not saying golden goal, but silver goal at least. If you're leading at the half, you should be winning at extra time. Like, there should not be 120 minutes of extra time. Yeah, if you're tied, yeah, go to penalties. Got it. If you're winning at the half, 105, but you could be like, well, they should have an answer. They should be able to try to answer. If it's a last-minute goal, I'll understand your complaint. But if you gave up a goal the 94th minute and you couldn't score by the 105th minute knowing you needed to score, tough shit. Tough shit. Tough shit. Tough. Tough. You screwed up on what you were trying to do, because that's what everybody does. You somehow let a team score when you were playing 10 behind the ball. You deserve, especially at 94 minutes, you deserve to be losing the game in that case. Jamaica, Trinidad, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Suriname, and Curacao benefit from playing teams like St. Vincent. I mean, yeah, if they play them, they will. Those are the powerhouses. They should beat St. Vincent. No disrespect, but even now, they should still beat St. Vincent. That was a horrible play. That could have easily been a goal. Ball crossed out. Do that what you will. I agree. I totally agree that the Caribbean League could be so much more. I agree. But I think the Caribbean Cup is doing a lot for it. I think even after 3 years, look at Mocha. They're not even going to the Final Four. They've went to the Final Four the past 2 years. Cavaliers struggled. Robin Hood won the tournament 2 years ago. They absolutely bottom of the table under teams that you wouldn't expect. O&M. I know they're Dominican, but still. Yes, I think the Caribbean leagues with the Caribbean Cup, I think these games help these teams grow, these leagues grow. I think it's a very good thing, and it already has been after 3 years. Nations League the same after only 8 when it comes to national teams. So I think then win. I mean, the ball's round. So let me use an NFL example for you. Did the Cleveland Browns deserve to be on the same field as the Green Bay Packers last Sunday? No. But they beat the Green Bay Packers. Defensive slog, but they beat the Green Bay Packers, the so-called Super Bowl champions. You play the game for a reason. There's favorites and underdogs for a reason. The Cleveland Browns are not a good football team, but they beat the team that people think, oh, they could win the Super Bowl this year because they got Micah Parsons. All right. Look at the Baltimore Ravens. They got their teeth kicked in by the Bills and Lions, which that should be happening, but still. There's favorites and underdogs. That's the thing about sport. There's favorites and underdogs. Cameroon's an underdog to Argentina, but if they beat them, good on them. Did I think before they got on there they deserved to be on the same field? Hell no. But if they win, I'll give them their props. But I ain't going to pick them to win until they do it. You know? Just like I did not pick the Cleveland Browns to win on Sunday on my pick sheet over the Green Bay Packers. I was happy for them when they did because I don't like the Green Bay Packers, but you know, and there's a goal. Oh, that was the first half. That was the header. I guess he must be hurt. Highlight got me. Either way. Headed away. Playing forward. Like Leicester won the EPL. Exactly. If you win, you deserve my... Here's the thing. If you win, you deserve my plaudits, so to speak. If you win, you deserve my plaudits. But am I going to pick you to win before you win? No. No. I got the Seahawks winning that game, by the way. No. I will not pick you to win. I did not. Nobody picked Leicester to win unless you were crazy. But they won. And I think everybody gave them the plaudits they deserved that year. But if you're the underdog, you got to prove yourself. Nobody. The Bulls were nobody before Michael Jordan. And they were nobody after him. Except the team who used to have Michael Jordan. They won 6 rings because of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. And Dennis Rodman. Now they're just a team that Michael Jordan won championships for. That's the only difference. They were nobody before him. They were Jordan's team with him. And now they're still Jordan's team, but they suck again. It sucks because Derrick Rose could have changed that. I really believe that. Derrick Rose could have changed that. And that's the sad part. Derrick Rose could have changed that for the Bulls. They could have been good. They could have been good. Derrick Rose got injured to hell and back, though. That was the problem. Derrick Rose could have changed that. He was such a talented player. And the way his career went down, sad. That's true. Like Lamine Yamal. I mean, he is Spanish, but I'm not saying he came out of nowhere, but you don't know who the players are going to actually live up to their potential. So far, Lamine Yamal is. Let's see if his ego doesn't ruin him. It's 5-3 Yankees. Okay, so it's going to be a 3 magic number. Yeah. I hope so. I hope so that you're correct. But again, like, did I pick Mississippi State to beat Tennessee this weekend? Yes. Do I think it's actually possible? Yes. Would I be shocked if they lost? No. Are they the underdogs to most people? Yes. Am I a little bit biased? Maybe. Do I think State's actually a top 25 team? Yes. Does that mean they're still worse than Tennessee? Probably. But it's going to be a shootout on Saturday. It's going to be a shootout. The question is, who wins it? 5 outs away for the Blue Jays to at least make this a magic number of 3. But most people would not have picked Mississippi State over Tennessee. I know that. But I hope they go 5-0. That'd be awesome. I think they can. It's not like I'm very delusional. I think they can go 5-0 on Saturday. Question is will they? But do that what you will. Schiller coming on. About to come on. Oh, Saint Hilaire. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, okay. Saint Hilaire. The other Saint Hilaire coming on. 55th minute. I think when they say Arsenal is crap, they're talking about Arsenal now. I don't think they're talking about their history, even though that invincible season was, well, Leverkusen had, oh, wait, no, they didn't. They almost did. They were 1 away. But Arsenal's invincible season was very much draw-filled. And also, when you look at Arsenal, they did not go invincible through every tournament. They only went invincible through the Premier League. They did not go invincible through the EFL Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League. They only went invincible through 1 tournament. Leverkusen went invincible through every tournament with 2 games to go. And they still had an invincible Bundesliga season and won the DFB Pokal. They just were 1 loss away from being fully invincible and winning a treble. So, now Leverkusen has their history of choking. I get that. But, and still, I guess, sort of did that year as well. But to me, if you're 2 games away from being completely invincible, or you had 2 games to go and that's where you lost it in every competition, you know what? That's better than what Arsenal did. Like, yeah, Arsenal went invincible in the Prem. What about the Champions League? What about the FA Cup? What about the Carabao Cup? What about those? Is it really truly invincible then? Just because you have a golden trophy doesn't mean maybe 1 competition, but was it a truly invincible season? You play it off like something it isn't. Yeah, it's like the Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays still technically lead the AL East. They still technically lead tonight. They still can win the division. But it seems like the sky is falling over the past week or so. And yes, they did blow a 5-game division lead. That is true. But they still have the tiebreaker. They're still technically first. With this win tonight, no matter what the Yankees do. So again, they're still in the favorable position. But they're saying, oh, you're choking. We're not going to do anything in the playoffs no matter where we play. We're not winning the division. We're still in a favorable position. So same thing. The names of competitions have been changed. Yeah, it was what, the Carling Cup back then, the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup. I know. Carling Cup, Milk Cup, EFL Cup, Capital One Cup. I know. European Cup, now the Champions League, Fairs Cup for the Europa League, Intertoto Cup used to be a thing. I know. Cup Winners' Cup. I know. Yeah, when it was the European Cup, but they have 2 stars. I'm not disrespecting. I wasn't disrespecting. They have 2 stars. They still wear those stars to this day. Playing forward. Thanks to Brian Clough, they have those 2 stars. Brian Clough, one of the best managers of all time. Always. One of the best managers of all time. Yep. Villa won the European Cup. Yes. So they were Champions League winners. 60th minute. And I do count those. I'm not, just because I was born in this century doesn't mean I don't count those. I do look at European Cup winners and say, you've won the Champions League. You won that trophy. You won big ears. I respect it. Like, I'm not one of those people who say, oh, well, they didn't win it when it was the Champions League, so it doesn't count. I'm not one of those people. I should be. With my age, I should be, but I'm not. With my age, I should be, but I'm not. 25. I know my history is all I'm saying. I'm very studious when it comes to history, not just sports, but history in general. History is something I'm passionate about, whether it be real history or sports history. So I know my... Like, I know the Patriots were absolute crap before Tom Brady. I know the Steelers were still one of the best franchises in the NFL. But the Steelers were that team back in the 70s and 80s. Steel curtain. Right? AFL merger. Joe Namath. Like, I know my history. And I respect. Hey, we will not have any Steelers disrespect here. Bears with a fridge. Yeah, don't remind me about Super Bowl 20. Don't. The Patriots got killed in that Super Bowl. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. 45-10, Bears. Yeah, don't want to hear about it. One nothing final score. 100% with all respect. As long as they win, defense force is good. No Steelers slander here. None. I bandwagon the Steelers for a beautiful reason. I bandwagon the Steelers for a beautiful reason. I will not allow any Steelers slander here. No. Especially since that beautiful reason is bandwagoning the Blue Jays right now. So if we're on the same page, we're on the same page, which we are. No Steelers slander. Two-run deficit for the White Sox. Y'all better score a couple runs. The Finns in their undefeated season. Yeah, that's why I'm so mad about 18-1. I still can't get over Eli Manning stealing Super Bowl 42 from Tom Brady. Honestly, if I'm being real, I mean, I guess I'm a Blue Jays fan first, yes. Steelers, I have a reason to root for them, as I was saying. And that reason has a reason to root for the Blue Jays when the Blue Jays isn't their first favorite team. So, yeah, no. It is what it is. But there is no NFL team in Toronto, so technically it would be valid anyway. Technically, that would be valid anyway, because there's no NFL team in Toronto. I mean, hell, there's Patriots fans in Toronto. There's Bills fans. There's Dolphins fans, which that you must be very old if you are. You must be very old. You must remember Don Shula if you are, because I don't know why you would be now. I don't know why you would be now. I don't really like classical music, but well, I don't expect myself to stop rooting for the Steelers for the rest of my life. So you know what? Fair enough. I don't expect myself to having to stop bandwagoning the Steelers for the rest of my life. I think that's going to be a thing for the rest of my life. So, fair enough. I guess I am a fan then. I guess I am a fan then and not just, okay, fine. I guess I am a fan then. If I think I'm going to be bandwagoning them for the rest of my life, well, and I know it, not just think, you know. I didn't do that. I don't like classical music, but soca, reggae, that's good. I like soca, reggae. Yeah. Soca, reggae. Yeah. No disrespect there at all. No disrespect there. I ain't the one from Pittsburgh. I mean, I always had a soft spot for the Steelers because my dad rooted for them when he was a kid, but that's not the main reason I'm bandwagoning them now. But I guess there's a nice little sprinkle there. I'm not the one from Pittsburgh, though. I'm not the one. My dad grew up when the Steelers had the steel curtain, so of course that's why I rooted for him when he was a kid. I guess them and the Saints. It's right there, 1-0. It's right there on the screen. 67th minute. Come on, it's right there on the screen. Hello, McFly. It's right there on the screen. Bateau looking solid. He should. He should. But I never had a problem with the Steelers. I always had a liking towards them. Even if I was a Brady fan, I always had a liking towards them. I don't even think I didn't diss it either. I didn't diss it either, so I don't know. 68th minute. Cross in. I mean, against a chip on the shoulder against music is weird. I won't even lie. I won't even front. Like, I like a chip on the shoulder, but 1-0, 69th minute. Music, though? Playing forward, 69th minute, 1-0 for Defense Force. Oh, go Wales. I mean, they're fighting. If they ruined Defense Force Caribbean Cup, that'd be crazy. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from making their magic number 3. Well, that's there's reasons. There's reasons why one is bandwagoning the Steelers, one's bandwagoning the Jays. And there's 2 Steelers and Jays fans. I know 2 of them. One being me. One being me. One being me. Either way. I'm the Jays fan first, and I'm bandwagoning the Steelers. Now, I don't know. If the Pirates ever get good, maybe on the other side, there won't be any bandwagoning for the Jays. Or if the Jays start sucking again, you know. But right now, the Jays are good, so you better. Let me have this. There's a strikeout, 2 outs away. The Jays are good right now. No pen, Leacock injured. But, you know. Maybe things will be different. If the Jays start sucking again, that part might change on that end when it comes to certain somebody bandwagoning the Jays. When they start sucking again, which I'm sure they will at some point. Leacock, serious injury. That sucks. Damn. Thought he had some solid play. But this year, the Jays are good. So, you know, let me have this. Let me have this. And the Pirates aren't in the playoffs because the only thing they have is Paul Skeens. And they had Bednar for half a season, but they traded him to the Yankees. Jeff Hoffman's doing okay, though, so it's fine. But I wish we had Bednar. That would have been nice. I hate the Yankees. '72nd minute. Oh, but no, the Pittsburgh Pirates gave us Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. We already know he sucks. We already know he can't hit. We had him for half a year last year. We know he can't hit. Why? We know IKF sucks. Why? Thank you, Pittsburgh. That's nice. I wish we had Skeens or Bednar. We got screwed. IKF. We know he sucks. He was here half of last year. We know he can't hit. Leacock is still down. 73rd minute. I'm fine. I'm fine. If I was an alcoholic, it may be, but I'm not. So if I was an alcoholic, it might be a rum and coke. But luckily, I don't drink except for a couple of glasses of champagne on New Year's Eve. So, but if I was an alcoholic, it would be. Somehow I'm not. With all the teams I root for and all the pain that I put myself through, I should be an alcoholic. It's a wonder I'm not. It's a wonder I'm not. I'm proud of myself. I really am. That I'm still straight edge after all the pain I put myself through with the teams I root for. It's a wonder I'm not an alcoholic. Blue Jays fan. Leafs fan, especially the Leafs. Toronto sports fan in general. Steelers. Mississippi State. Ferrari. It's a wonder. Canada at times. It's a wonder I'm not an alcoholic. It's a wonder I'm still straight edge. I'm glad, though. I'm glad, though. Leafs, Habs. Leafs 7, Habs 2. Let's go. Speaking of the Leafs, it's only preseason, but cool. How many does Austin have? How many does Austin have? Austin didn't play shit. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. That's 7 goals without him. That's pretty good. Well, it depends on who the Habs played. It depends on who the Habs played. If they played their best team and we scored 7 without him, that's good. That's very good. Who said we needed Marner? Who said? Who said, damn it? Oh, yeah, the Patriots suck now, too. So, yeah, that's cool. I could really care less at this point. I'm not going to lie. Brady got 6 Super Bowls, and really, I could care less at this point. I could live with a couple of years of the Patriots being shit. Hell, I could live with the rest of my life them being shit. I still miss Tom Brady, though. Yeah. And that extra Super Bowl with the Buccaneers as well. That was pretty cool. I do like Baker Mayfield, though. Baker is awesome. I'm surprised I'm still rooting for the Bucs. I didn't think I would after Brady retired. But I like Baker. Baker Mayfield is awesome. Baker's awesome. I've always liked Baker Mayfield. I'm so happy he's doing well, though. I really am. Playing over the top. Jays are not away from making it a 3 magic number. For now, I guess it'd be 2.5. And then we'll see what happens with the rest of the White Sox game. But right now, the Blue Jays are an out away, strike away from winning this game. 6-1. '77th minute. Okay, so that's pretty good. Playing forward. Oh, you're kidding me. I'll walk. Playing forward. Defense force. Playing forward. 77th minute. Damn, Tubi must have dropped back heavy. We'll watch it play, then I'll get it back on time. It's got to be a bad giveaway, ain't it? 78th minute. I can't be that behind, can I? Playing forward. Bad giveaway. Here it is. Weymouth Wales has the ball over the top. Defensively to the goalie. ESPN. Applewhite scored. So it is 1-1. Applewhite scored. The man on the yellow card, Applewhite. I guess it did drop back that far. Akil Applewhite, bottom corner from the center of the box. Bottom left corner. And now defense force, if they don't score a second goal, they're screwed. They got about 10 minutes. (1-1). 80th minute. They got 10 minutes plus stoppage time to deal. Go Boys. I mean, yeah, defense force could still beat Sabal, or they still have the chance to beat Sabal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jeff Hoffman. Full bases loaded, 2 out. He's going full Hoffman. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Who got the equalizer? Applewhite. Applewhite for Akil Applewhite for Weymouth Wales. Well, of course, the only game being played. Akil Applewhite. The man on the yellow card. The outside back. That's just sad. That's just sad. 81st minute, 1-1. Two balls. Blue Jays are not away, but there's a bases loaded in play outs. That'll do it. And the Blue Jays win. 6-1. Blue Jays win. A pop out to Andres Jimenez by Gonzalez, and the Blue Jays win. Magic number is 3. 2.5 for now, but we got to see what the White Sox do at the top of the 9th. It's only a 2-run deficit. See where they are. Vargas. So Teal, Taylor, and Baldwin and Robertson. Okay. At least our magic number's 3. All right, free kick for Weymouth Wales, 83rd minute. A CDM? Okay. Caught! Yes, it is. It was caught. That's a fly out. All right. The White Sox can win late. That'd be beautiful if they did. Every year. Another year, no Champs Cup appearance. Shouldn't have played cute. Shouldn't have played cute. I'm sorry. Defense force is tied with Weymouth Wales in second. Oh, no. Weymouth Wales, if Cavalier chokes, Weymouth Wales might advance from this group. There's a slight chance of that happening. '84th minute. No Trinidad teams, Champions Cup. Blue Jays win. Can the White Sox come back and beat the Yankees? 2-run deficit. Top of the 9th. We love it. Y'all played way too cute. Y'all played way too cute. You thought you were going to easily win this game. We all did. But you thought you were going to easily win this game. And y'all played too cute. Left them living. Left them breathing. And then they scored on you. Which they had some moments. And your goalie definitely played too cute at times. Dropping the damn ball and then picking it up on a save. There was always a chance. Cartagenas versus Olympia at 9 o'clock. So we'll be back a couple of minutes after this one's over. The final knockout game of the first leg of the quarterfinals. If the White Sox win against the Yankees, if they come back and win, there'll be a review. There'll be a review for the second game, the Olympia game, once that's over. Exactly, as well. If the White Sox come back and beat the Yankees, I will be live tomorrow night for the Blue Jays versus Rays Friday night game. If not, no. I'll be watching it, but I won't be live. Bednar's the one pitching. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Be funny if they did, though. '87th minute. And Teal grounded out. 2 outs to go. Bednar's been really good. I know. That's why I wanted him in Toronto. That's why I wanted him in Toronto. 2 reasons. He played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That matters for another reason. And we needed an actual closer. Jeff Hoffman is trash. And he can easily blow up a game very, very easily. He almost did it tonight. Would have been a lot. I mean, it's not too hard. I mean, certain Steelers fan, Pirates fan is bandwagoning the Jays right now, but it would have been a lot easier if we had David Bednar. Also, David Bednar's brother, here's another connection. His brother played for Mississippi State. So, of course, it would have been nice to have Will Bednar's brother on the Blue Jays for 3 reasons. 1, Will played for State. Second of all, we need an actual closer that isn't Jeff Damn Hoffman. Third of all, would have made it easier for a certain somebody to bandwagon the Jays, even though they are now. Would have made it a lot easier, but we really screwed that one up. But, yeah, no. Cool, we got Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, though. Awesome. He played for the Pirates at the same time, too, but we know he sucks. Yep, that's football for you sometimes. Ran over. But, hey, the Blue Jays are still leading the division right now. Foul ball. 89th minute, 1-1. Playing forward. So. Weymouth still getting grouped. Yeah, funny, but guess who they're playing next? The trash Cavalier team who's been struggling. If Cavalier chokes, Weymouth Wales is going to advance. They are not. New York is not winning. They had a good coach. They fired him. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Sir, the only way they were going to win the finals was if they kept Thibodeau. Somebody out of the West. Honestly, somebody out of the West. Probably Oklahoma City again. Oh, God, I can't take another year of this shit. No, I can't take another year of this shit. Of them freaking meme lords in Oklahoma City. 2 outs on the White Sox. So, seems to me there will not be a live stream for the Jays tomorrow. I'll just be watching that one on my own. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Orioles better help us. But the Blue Jays still lead the division or hold the tiebreaker. 5 minutes to go. That was a bad move firing Tibbs because I thought they were going to get an upgrade. There was no upgrade. There was no upgrade. Well, that went better. Kid was playing with fire. Kid was playing with fire. 92nd minute. Playing forward, Weymouth Wales. Playing forward, defense force needs to score. They want any chance to truly advance. Bars. Bars. No, I am not. Honestly, they're both horrible. Ange won a trophy, though, so honestly, Ange, you don't fire a guy who wins a trophy. And the game's over. The Yankees beat the White Sox. Blue Jays magic number stays 3. I will not be live tomorrow for the Jays game. I'll watch it myself. Caribbean Cup game's doing well. They normally do for some reason. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Blue Jays magic number is 3. They still lead the division for now. At least have the tiebreaker, but they still lead the division with the tiebreaker. Let's go, Blue Jays. Technically, what? We're a half game ahead? That doesn't... Hold on. 94th minute. But yeah, we're still ahead of them, so that's cool. Header. We're good. Blue Jays, as of now, still have the first place in the American League. And somehow the Seattle Mariners are not beating the Colorado Rockies yet. What is wrong with y'all? Trash. I'm kidding. Seriously, how are the Mariners not beating the shit-ass Rockies right now? 2 more minutes to go. 1-1. I don't think defense force. I don't think they're going to get a goal. You got to wake up. You got to lock in. And just going to complain for a foul. What game is this? Lock in. 95th minute. 1 more minute to go. I might be behind, though, so. I will quickly, free kick. After this is over, I will quickly be live for Olympia and Cartagenas, which will be a lot quicker. Exactly. You got to take your chances. Completely, I agree. Sometimes you just got to shoot. Sometimes walking it in is not the best plan. Sometimes you just got to take the damn shot. If it goes over, it goes over. Well, no, I think they're pretty even. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Rockies will have another 2007. Who knows? I mean, let's not forget the Rockies did have a World Series appearance in 2007. You don't remember Rocktober? Who knows? Maybe that'll happen again. I'd say it's even. Behave. And yes, Matt Holliday touched home plate. I may be saying that because he played for the Cardinals for a while. I won't lie. 96th minute, corner, ball crossed in, basically a free kick. Shot! What is he doing? Well, at least he took the shot, but it went wide. I'm surprised that was a corner. Well, cross in, header, over the bar. And I think that's going to do it. Defense force. Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to win. Forget hope for something. You got to win. And hope the best case for you is a draw between Cavalier and defense or Weymouth. You have to win and hope they draw. I don't think either. If both happens, I'm going to be pissed. I won't lie. Because they used the devil magic that White Sox could have had for you. And it's full time, 1-1. Defense force probably just blew it. Very much likely just blew it. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlists. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you for a couple of minutes from now to start the Cartagena's Olympia stream. And we'll review that game once it's over. And I will be back on Saturday. No live stream tomorrow. Thank you, White Sox. Had the damn lead. Couldn't hold on. With that being said, at least the Blue Jays won. I'll see you later. 1-1 draw. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See ya.